Hi there, I'm Christine Dunbar from SpeechModification.com, and this is my Smart American Accent training. Welcome to our Saturday live question and answer class. I'm so happy you can join me this morning to talk about American English pronunciation and American accent. Feel free to put your questions in the chat at any time, and I'll answer them for you after we talk about our initial topic. At the beginning of class today, I want to talk about the D and TH sounds, as in words like day versus they, or do versus though. Many people struggle with pronouncing the TH sound fluently and easily in American English, so we'll talk about this accent error pattern and how to correct it. I've also put some information in the chat this morning about memberships. So this channel does offer memberships. It's something that you can purchase. You can join as a channel member and get some extra perks like quick turnaround for your video requests, as well as members-only videos and playlists. And right now, YouTube is allowing gifting of memberships. So channel members and the channel owner, me, can offer gift memberships. But in order to qualify for a gift membership, you have to have a setting turned on that allows gifts from the channel. So I've put a link in the chat for you. When you click on that, I believe you need to be on your desktop rather than your phone, but you can click on that and set it up so that you can allow gifts. You can also look on our channel and on the community page, I've posted some links to how to allow gifts. And then when I make gift memberships on the channel, like I did today for 5 new channel members, YouTube can select you as one of the recipients. I'm not allowed to select the recipients YouTube chooses, but they choose from among people who've turned on the Allow Gifts feature. So if you're interested in checking out the channel for free, a gift membership, then make sure that you have that turned on, and in the future you may be one of the lucky recipients of the gift membership. Okay, so back to our topic of D and TH. So these words, day and they, and do and though, have only one sound different. So these are what are called minimal pairs. I do have a playlist for minimal pairs and also for words that are not quite minimal pairs but are good contrast words for learning, because oftentimes intentionally making the difference between the d and the th sounds can really help you when it comes to correctly pronouncing the words with th. For many people, when they're saying a word like they or though, they struggle to have the correct tongue position and to have that th, that continuing sound. So the key to the TH sound, both the voiceless th, as in both or think, that's the symbol for that voiceless TH, and this one, the th, the voiced TH, there's no difference in my tongue position. For the voiced, like they and though, my vocal folds are vibrating. For think or both, it's just the air passing through. So for some people, making the voiceless TH is easier and it's a good place to start. To do that, you just want to rest your tongue gently between your teeth and feel air blowing over it. So thinking about the sound, if the air can't continue, it means that your tongue is not allowing air to pass by it. It might be that your tongue is pushing against your teeth instead of resting between the teeth. So when you're saying though, it might sound more like though, because you're pushing against the teeth and blocking the air, as opposed to though, where the tongue is not blocking the air and the vibrations can pass through. So when you're talking about the TH sounds, you really want to make sure that you can hold it. If I can't hold as I'm starting, then my tongue is not in the right place. So that's one of the big techniques that can be helpful. And also trying these contrasts. When I say day, my tongue should be behind my teeth, up against the alveolar ridge, or against the roof of my mouth, directly behind my front teeth. And you should feel day, do, that the air stops and then bursts out. There's a different quality to the sound. It's a plosive sound. Day, do, versus they, though. And sometimes for some languages, the D sounds are made also against the teeth, like they, do, you can do that and still sound correct in English. So that's something that happens for Spanish speakers, speakers of some Indian languages and others. But you may want to differentiate the d and the th more clearly by lifting the tongue behind the teeth. You'll get a crisper D sound for day and do, and a correct TH sound for they and though if you differentiate those two mouth positions. So I do have a full playlist for TH, as well as I covered this in detail, these sounds and how to pronounce them in my Sounds of English course. You can get a lot of detailed help for words with TH, which common words have the sound, and then how to practice to get those TH words smooth and fluent in your speech. So there's some of the most frequently used words in English. We have they, though, these, them, that, etc. Many, many words. And the word the, of course, is the most commonly used word in English. About every 20th word, I believe, is the word the. So you're using that word many, many times every day when you're speaking in English. One other thing to note about these words is that even though day and they have a different spelling, they do have the same A sound. So I've rewritten they here for you with letters AY. And do and though have basically a kind of strange spelling where the GH is silent and the OU just says the O diphthong. So you can think about it this way. You could even think of though that way, and sometimes people write that in casual writing. So there's no sounds for those GHs. Some words with GH at the end, like cough or enough, the GH says the f sound. In these words, it's silent. Also, it's silent in words like night or right. It just affects how we say the vowel. Okay, so feel free to ask your questions about this topic or anything else that you've been wanting to ask. If you're just joining us, you can put your questions in the chat at any time. Or if you're watching this later on as a replay, you can leave questions in a comment. I'll come back and review those and share resources or cover your word in a future video. Nice to see so many of you here today. Welcome, everyone. And yes, we have a comment that vocal folds get closer to vibrate. Yes, so we can't consciously control this, but when we're making a voice sound like an or a z or a th, you should feel vibration in your throat. And voiceless sounds like s or th or f, there's no vibration here. Very good. A question about whether dough is an expression of Homer from The Simpsons. Yes, although they would spell that like this. Dough. Dough is like bread dough or cookie dough. It's the uncooked flour-based. It's not a batter. It's thicker than a batter. Yeah, and also we use dough to mean money or cash. Do you have any dough? That's another slang word for it. This one is just a expression, yeah, that Homer Simpson uses to say, oh, something went wrong. Yeah, good question. Thank you. Okay. We have a question about the word delivery. So pronunciation of delivery. Because delivery is stressed on the live syllable, we will have a reduced vowel here, and I can say it as delivery, or you may see it in the dictionary with this symbol, the I sound. Often letter E, when it's in an unstressed first syllable, is a little bit more of an I than an but it doesn't matter too much. What's really important is that because I'm stressing on the live, this first syllable is short and unstressed. And the way to correctly produce that is start with the stressed syllable, livery, delivery, delivery. You can almost think of it as like not being there at all, delivery, because it's a very reduced vowel. So it can be an or an I, doesn't matter too much. You're really just wanting to make a reduced vowel and very short on that first syllable. Great question. Thank you. Oh, so many members here today. Welcome to our new channel members and our returning channel members. It's nice to see you. All right, we have a question about how to pronounce Q. So are you asking about the letter Q? It sounds like k, y, u, q. So I would maybe write that this way. If we're talking about letter Q, we have the gliding y sound and the u vowel with the k sound. If we're talking about how to pronounce the letter Q in words, it's often together with QU, and it's usually pronounced like qua. So we have a gliding w and a k sound together. So for example, in a word like quit, we have quit, quit. There may be some other pronunciations, but this is probably the most typical. So if you have any other specific words you'd like to know about, in Q, just the letter, it has the y glide. When we're pronouncing it with with the letter U in words, it's the w glide, quit or quite or question. Thank you. Good question. Okay, welcome. We have a question about the phrase let go. The viewer is saying he's heard it pronounced like let go, as though it had a K sound. What you're hearing there, you're probably actually just hearing that the way we say the T in let go is that we don't release it. So I don't say let go with a burst of air on my T. I just stop the air suddenly. So it wouldn't actually be any different if I had a K sound instead of a G sound, because all I'm doing is stopping the air. So let go, or let go. You don't want to hear a K or a T. You want to have a stopped short air. So you're going to have kind of the let sound, and then instead of saying that T, the air is just going to stop, and I'll release right into the G of go. Let go. Let go of me. I need to let go of it. So that's typical for what we do for T when it's followed by a consonant sound. Same thing would happen if I said, it went, it goes, that goes, etc. Anything ending with a T, or another stop consonant like the K or the P. I do have a video talking about unreleased stop consonants here on the channel, as well as that's a topic that I cover in our Sounds of English course on speechmodification.com if you want to get a little more help for that. And as a channel member, if you're an online course channel member, you can have access to that course for free while you have your membership. So if that's something you're interested in, those of you who are new members, feel free to email me or leave me a comment on the channel. I'll let you know how to get in touch, and you can let me know what online course you'd like to have access to. Okay, great. We have a question about men, main, and man. So let's look at this. When we look at men, we have the eh vowel. Main, we have the a diphthong, and man, we have the a vowel. So I do have a couple of videos covering these, but what we're looking at here is that the height of the vowel will change. So when I say me, men, it's a lax vowel, and my tongue is fairly flat. My jaw's not very open. The back of my tongue might be a little bit lifted. Men. You can think about another word like ten, or read, or fed. I fed the men, and match those two vowels. That should help you with that eh sound. Then when we say main, men is a little more closed. Main is a little more open, but it's a diphthong. So I start at the A position, and then I close as I'm saying main. So it's a gliding vowel. I would say try saying may. You might find it easier to do that diphthong. May and main, or say main. And finally, man has the ah vowel. I would practice with a word like that, or can, the man. That's the most open. The front of my tongue is down behind my teeth, and the back of my tongue is lifted. Ah, man. You'll notice that because these are followed by a nasal sound, The vowel might sound a little different in fed than it does in men, but it's the same vowel. It's just affected by being followed by the letter N. The N sound might sound a little higher and a little more nasalized. So men, main, and man. Try the matching vowels. Fed the men, may you main, that man. Yeah, okay. You can get more help for these vowels and these particular words in our videos for that, as well as in our Sounds of English course on the website, speechmodification.com. It's going to walk you through all of those vowel sounds, other words that they're in. And again, we have our minimal pairs or contrast words playlist that covers things like words where there's only one difference, the vowel difference, like in your request. Great question. Thank you so much. Okay, we'll take a few more questions and then we'll wrap up for today. We have a question. Can I demonstrate the difference with my mouth? So are you talking about those vowels with men, men, I'm this open and the back of my tongue is somewhat flat. Main, you can see my jaw closes and my tongue lifts. Main, a. There's a gliding there. And man, my jaw is the most open with my front of my tongue down and the back lifted. So men, main, man. Hopefully that was what you're asking about. But if you wanted to see something else, let me know. Okay, great. So many good questions today. All right, we're just having some more information and feedback about voiced sounds. So let's just talk about that briefly. Okay, he's talking about the TH sound. Okay, coming back to our TH sound, what you want to feel for the th sound, it's easier to practice and start with the voiceless TH sound. So the TH we have in think or both. What you want to feel is that the tongue rests between the teeth gently. It doesn't have to stick way out. I don't need both or think, but you can exaggerate it a little bit because it may feel unnatural to put your tongue there. So when I'm saying the sound, my tongue is gently closing, my teeth are gently closing down on my tongue and I'm blowing air through. If that's hard for you, you can try making the sound that letter S makes, which is the tongue behind the teeth. You can hear there's kind of noisy air coming through, and there's just a restriction made between my tongue and my teeth that allows that sound. Or you can try saying the f sound. It's the same concept where my lower lip and my upper teeth are coming together so that I can hear that noisy air going through. So we have s, f, and then for TH, tongue between the teeth. Air is blowing. So you should be able to continue that air and that sound. From there, then building it into words or building it together with other sounds. And then for the voiced TH, this is the symbol that we have in that or breathe at the end. It's the same exact mouth position. I just have my vibration on. So I might need a little more force and air to get it through. That or breathe. So feeling I have vibration here, but my mouth does the same thing, tongue between the teeth. I do also have a free ebook that talks all about the word the and pronouncing the TH sound. You can find that on my website, speechmodification.com. It's going to break down that TH for you in a lot of detail. Or here on the channel, as I mentioned before, we have our TH playlist. So if you go to our channel homepage at Speech Modification, look for playlists, you can find the TH playlist. There's a lot of help for the TH sound and then words with TH and more details about integrating that into your speech. Hopefully that visual helped you. Okay, good. All right, so one more quick talk about voicing. So we have voiceless sounds and voiced sounds. And the difference is whether or not I have vibration here. So all vowel sounds are voiced. If I'm saying ah or e or o, I have to be vibrating here for that sound to come in. But some of our consonants can be voiceless. So for example, that s sound, you can hear there's just air, just noise, and no vibration. But if I turn my voice on, but I don't change anything in how my mouth is, the s turns to a z, or the th turns to a th. So we have these pairs like f and v, where one is voiceless and one is voiced. So that's an important concept to know and understand, because often we have a tendency to, as non-native speakers, use a voiceless sound where a voiced sound is needed. For example, if I'm saying was it, when I link that together, my word was has the voiced sound. And if I'm using a voiceless sound here, it'll sound like was it rather than was it. Was it good? Was it yours? It's not a strong z, but it is the voiced sound versus was it is incorrect, and that's an error pattern that often happens for people acquiring English as a second, third, or fourth language. Okay, great. So wonderful to see everyone. So great questions today. Nice to see you here. Thank you for those of you who have joined as channel members and subscribed to the channel. I'll be back subsequent Saturdays with this live question and answer class. And tomorrow we'll have our regular Word of the Day class. So that's a daily video here on the channel covering one word, breaking it down, giving you help with pronouncing it. Saturday classes, we sometimes talk about words, fluent speech, accent patterns. It changes week to week, and it's always also covering your questions. So I hope to see you again soon. Thanks so much for being a supporter of the channel, for liking, watching the videos, sharing, subscribing, and especially those of you who have joined as channel members. I did mention in the beginning, if you're interested in channel membership, I do offer some gift memberships as well. You just need to be able to allow gifts on the channel. So use the link in the chat here or below for allowing gifts so that you'll be eligible potentially to receive one of the gift memberships. Thanks everyone for being a part of class today. I'm Christine Dunbar from speechmodification.com. Remember, if you want to sound like a native speaker, you can do it. speechmodification.com. Bye everyone. Hope to see you again soon.